What's up? It's your boy Andre back at you with another video. And today I am bringing you the review for the Batman movie that just recently came out. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Robert Pattinson is a good actor, but I was still a little doubtful. I didn't go in with really too many high hopes. I know like a lot of the stuff that they have been showing like leading up to the movie's release, like the past like month or something. I just been really ignoring because Warner Brothers has a big problem with spoiling their movies and trailers. So I just kind of wanted to go in just very what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of open minded, like I do with most movies, even with Marvel movies. Like they don't really show anything, but I just like to stay away from the trailer so I could see most of the stuff when I go to the theater. So anyway, um, I got to say the movie was really good. Um, it was way better than I expected it. Um, I keep saying a lot. It's just like my third time trying to record this video, so a lot of the stuff is just kind of getting lost in translation. But it starts off with it just kind of odd. It was kind of odd to me. I'm assuming it that was I can't tell if it was Batman or the villain that they kind of start off. I think it was Batman because we kind of see that shot later on in the movie. But it kind of starts off from the beginning, like all into the action. We get our first taste of the Riddler at the beginning of the movie when he, kills his first victim, which is, um, if you saw the trailers, it's the one like, where is that? I think like the first trailer, where they go with the mayor, and that's the beginning part of the movie. That's like the first 10 minutes of the movie that happened, and then from there it just kind of go and Robert Pattinson is doing dialogue. He does a lot of dialogue over the course of this movie, like just talking about what's going on in the city, which was very interesting. I actually kind of liked it. There's some people that kind of thought it was odd, but it was very. It was something fresh and new that we haven't really gotten in previous Batman movies that we got. Well, we got a lot of. Well, I won't say a lot. We got some in Batman v Superman, but um, we get our first action sequence with Batman, and it's like I said, it was something that we saw early on that happened in the trailers where he beats the shit out of that guy, and he goes, "I'm vengeance." We get to see that early, and that fight sequence was nice. Like you get to see some of his gadgets, his movements, and just kind of how like he's since he's early on, like there are people that still kind of are scared of him that don't really believe in him yet. And over the course of the movie, just like certain things that he does, and obviously to when we get to the end where he saves people, um it's just kind of building him up to get the people to really just kind of trust him, because I believe it's year two that he's in, but it's really called the Batman, and that's what it is. You get the Batman from beginning to end. You get a few shots of Bruce Wayne, but that's still the Batman. So yes, the Batman is like in this movie from beginning to end, and I mean, I love that. I said like it has some nice action sequences. Um, like the Riddler was really good. I actually like that they kind of changed up the Riddler, because since the '90s, he's just always been kind of this comical guy. Except for in the Arkham games, he wasn't really he was a little more serious. Like kind of picking at your brain. But I like the back and forth between Batman and the Riddler, like the Riddler playing with at him, and the Batman having to figure some things out, and stuff like that. It was really good, because in the comics, besides Joker, Riddler's I feel like is like the next person, um, villain wise, that really gives Batman like some problems, here and there because he's one of the few villains that can actually like mentally be able to compete, with Batman. So there was, that. But I mean, he was really good. You don't really see his face until the end, but just the pieces that he's in where he, plants evidence and things like that, it was just very, very um, well. I'm doing this because I don't really want to put any spoilers, and I do want to kind of talk about some other stuff, but I just want to keep this kind of centered to the movie. But yeah, they're towards the end. Riller does, figure out what he. I feel like he knew. I felt that early on in the movie that the Riddler knew, kind of had a feeling of who Batman was, because when he finally gets arrested and he meets him, he, Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne, like kind of like this kind of creepy, kind of way. So, and I think he really figured it out. There was a scene where technically Batman or Bruce Wayne was supposed to get killed, but Alfred ends up taking the blunt of it. Alfred doesn't get killed, so I'm gonna just let y'all know that. So that's obviously a spoiler, but I don't want to give too many spoilers. I just feel like it's one of those movies that I just want to kind of want people to see, kind of thing. And like I said, a lot of stuff that I had put out for this video, I just kind of lost trying to upload it. So some things about the movie aren't fresh in my mind. Like we had the Penguin in there, and but by Colin Farrell, he don't look nothing um, like him at all. Period. But the action sequence that they had where he goes after the Penguin, like towards, I want to say, into going into the second hour of the movie, that I think, I don't know, for those where the car goes through the fire, that scene was nice when we get introduced to the Batmobile. Oh man, it was a really nice scene. The stuff between Catwoman and Batman, um, it's kind of there. It's okay. It's not really, like I said. This movie was very Batman centric. Um, Catwoman got a little like character development kind of thing, but it wasn't nothing huge. Um, Commissioner Gordon is like his sidekick in this movie. A little bit, like there's a lot of like Commissioner Gordon in there, which makes sense because Commissioner Gordon has always kind of been that person to help Batman even when he first started off. So that was cool. But what other villains did we see in there? Um, well, Riddler, and that was really it. I mean, Penguin is obviously a villain, but he don't really do nothing in the movie to kind of get on Batman's radar. We do see Joker, the person that's supposed to be playing Joker at the end. They did hint off at some possible villains, and I'll get into that in another video. I said this is just strictly about the movie, but I said it's some other things I want to say about this movie, but like I said, it's one of those, if you're a Robert Pattinson fan, if you're a comic book fan, if you're just even if you're one of those, I'm tired of comic book movies. Like, I get this as a comic book movie, but it's very, very cinema. Um, it's not your typical comic book movie like that Marvel has been putting out. That like a Suicide Squad or Aquaman, or what else was there? Bird. All it's nothing like those movies. It's very gritty. It's dark. But I said Batman is in it from beginning to end. It was an amazing, amazing movie, and I'm gonna end it there. So I'm gonna give my rating, and my rating for this movie is a 9 out of 10. I originally had this movie at an 8.5, but after just looking at some other things that happened in the movie and then going online and seeing everybody trying to compare it to other Batman movies, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna judge this movie off its own thing. I'm not gonna judge it to this, or this, and I had to give it a 9 out of 10. I couldn't give it a 10 out of 10. It's just, like I said, certain things with other side characters, I feel like they they could have did a little bit more, like, intertwine it how they did with the villain, how the villain is there but Batman is there. They could have did that with like Selena Kyle, like gave her a little bit more detail. Her character kind of plays into the other villain, Falcone, who, if you are a comic book person, is in a lot of iterations, that's her father. So that's how she kind of plays into. I'm not gonna tell you, what happened with him, but I'm gonna end it there. Um, Hopefully this video posts this time. I'm really hoping it posts this time. And I do have, like I said, another video coming out about this that I will be posting soon, or maybe even shortly after I post this one. But I appreciate you guys for watching. If you are new here, please like and subscribe for future videos. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.